Hello, it's Kathy Cassidy. I'm back as promised to give you another chapter of Love from LEXIE, and the drama is ramping up a little bit, so I hope the story is giving you a little tiny wee bit of escapism in your lockdown days. I'm recording this just next to the desk where I work. I've got some editing and proofreading to do later, but if you can hear any strange noises in the background, that'll be Mary Shelley, who's wandering around the room doing a spot of kind of mountaineering today. So we're on to chapter 25 and it's called Half Term. But before I read that chapter, here is the filler before the chapter, and this time it's a song called Train of Thought. So here's Lexie's song. Well, I'm riding on this train of thought. I wonder where will I get off? Will it be your eyes? Will it be your smile? Lost in my head now for quite a while. Been travelling on for many days, but I'm starting to forget your ways. Money's getting low, time's not on our side. Been jumping tracks for a place to hide. This old train shows no sign of slowing. Just can't recall quite where I'm going. No, I can't deny I'm feeling blue. More and more thoughts are not with you. I'm riding on this train of thought, and I wonder where will I get off? So there's Lexie's song, partly about the train carriage and partly, I think, about Marley. And here is chapter 25, Half Term. Is this song about us? Marley wants to know the minute he's listened to the GarageBand link. If so, I think you should stay aboard the train. I'd miss you if you jumped. I won't jump unless you push me, I promise. Why would I do that? Too many reasons to mention, Marley, I think. Way too many. The song's not about us anyway, I bluff. Just a story. The old railway carriage inspired it. I was thinking and playing with words. Fiction is definitely a skill of mine. The lies drip off my tongue like honey. I save my truths, my secrets for the lyrics of our songs. Nobody would ever spot them there, hiding in plain sight. Marley checks another 3 practices off the calendar, and then somehow it's half term. We have 4 songs now, 4 songs that sound great on a good day in the railway carriage, but Marley isn't satisfied. He's still reading the Ked Wilder biography and tells us that Wilder spent 2 years doing a gig a night in pubs and clubs all over the UK to perfect his sound. He played his set so many times, in so many places, it became second nature. Practice, Marley says, is the key to success. And even though we are rehearsing 3 times a week, it's still not enough. We're a new band, Marley says, still raw and rough around the edges. Maybe it's too soon, maybe I'm crazy to think we can do it, but we've got to give this our best shot, surely. We have to try. We've been given a chance to get noticed. What are you saying, Marley? Bex asks. 4 practices a week? 5? Every day, he says grimly. Afternoons are no good because the treatment room has bookings, but if we get here at 9, that's 3 good hours, plus the usual 3 evenings. Too much, dude, Dylan grumbles. It's half term. I need my lie-ins. Fair enough, Marley says. I've had offers from 2 other kids in school who'd like to be our drummer if you drop out. Shall I get in touch? You can't throw me out of the band, Dylan snorts, for wanting a lie-in, for having a moan because you're swapping school with 5 days of extra practice. 7 days, Marley corrects him, Saturday and Sunday too. You're having a laugh, big brother. I'll say it if they won't. Too much. Marley rakes a hand through his fringe and scans the practice room, his blue eyes determined. I don't think you understand what we're doing here, he says, what we've got. We have the best musical talent Milford Park has on offer. Hand-picked everything from classically trained musos like Happy, Romy and George to kids who've taken school music lessons and turned out to be amazing, like Samir, Sasha, Bex and Lee, and self-taught musicians like Sammy, who totally blows me away, and even my annoying little brother. Then there's me, a gobby pain with big dreams and slave driver tendencies, but I can write music. Lexie here can pull lyrics out of thin air and wrap them around that music to bring it all alive, make magic. We need every one of you, even Jake, who might not play but holds us all together, sorts the techie stuff, takes the photos. There's nothing quite like us out there in the world, nothing as weird and wonderful and cool, nothing with such great vocals, such haunting string and brass and woodwind sections. In 3 weeks' time, we have the chance to see and be seen by thousands of people, to help the libraries make a difference. And if we are good enough, maybe, just maybe, we'll catch the eye of pop royalty, Ked Wilder. Imagine if that happens, just imagine. It can't happen though unless each and every one of us pulls our weight. So if I seem like a slave driver, well, I'm sorry, that's why. When Marley finishes speaking, he's greeted by whistles and cheers and one of Lee's euphoric trumpet blasts. I think that if the Lost and Found don't make it as a band, Marley has a future in TV or film or possibly politics because he knows exactly how to get an audience in the palm of his hand. Jake steps forward, awkward and uncertain after Marley, but equally passionate. I'm the one on the outside, he tells us. I get to watch, to fix up the mics, check the sound, take the pictures. I see it from a distance, and Marley's right. There is something amazing going on here. So what if we lose a few lie-ins? What if we actually have to work for this? It will be worth it to know we tried our very best. I think we'd be mad to give up now. Looking around, I can see the fire in Marley's eyes reflected in us all. Even Dylan. We're willing to go the extra mile because what he and Jake have said is true. The Lost and Found has something special, something amazing, and we would be crazy not to push that as far as it can go. Astonishingly, Lee is the only one of all of us to be away on holiday for the half-term week, and Jake promises to send him daily GarageBand links so he can keep up with where we're at. Take your trumpet, Marley instructs, play every day. Maybe a bit of Cornish sun will add something to the mix. The rest of us turn up obediently every morning at 9. On the first day, Bex jokes around, pretending to take the register, but we all know that Marley is keeping tabs on us anyway, and that for him it's not a joke. 3 days in, he talks to Romy about her timekeeping. I'm terrified he'll say something harsh or hurtful, but the two of them wander off across the grass, talking quietly. And when I glance across, a few minutes later, they're hugging, Romy wiping her eyes. What happened? I asked Marley later in the Leaping Llama. Is she going to turn up on time from now on? Hopefully, he tells me, but if she can't, we'll manage. Special circumstances. Never let it be said that I'm some sort of tyrant. What special circumstances? I ask. Romy joins us for lunch at school every day, and I see her as a friend now, but she's very shy and guarded. I'm surprised she's confided in Marley. She'll tell you herself when she's ready, he explains, but basically, Romy's mum is ill and her dad's not around, so she's left to do most of the caring. This week, the two of them are struggling. I said a late start was okay as long as she's willing to put in the work once she gets here. He gets another hug for that from me. Underneath the tough exterior, Marley Hayes has a kind heart. I think he cares about the Lost and Found in ways that aren't just to do with music. We're all a bit messed up, he says, one way or another. I know a little bit of Romy's story and the basics of Happy's and Sammy's. I know that you and Bex are in foster and there'll be stories behind that. And you'll tell me one day maybe, or maybe not. We all have stuff that we keep hidden. You called us a band of misfits, and you were right. There's probably not a single one of us who's actually normal, whatever normal is. It's normal to be a bit messed up, I said. No one's perfect. Except Sasha maybe, and Sumia, but then I'm not so sure. So what? It's okay. Marley laughs. I'll tell you something, Lexie. It's not just okay. It's our secret weapon. We've all been through something. We know what it's like to be hurt, to feel lost and misunderstood. And we're not afraid to take that feeling and feed it into the music. That's where it comes from, the magic. From the things we hide away, the secrets, the sadness. That's what I think, anyway. I think that Marley Hayes has the soul of a poet, that I will never meet a boy I like so much in the whole world. Then he spoils it all by telling me that Romy looks a mess, that I should have a word with her about her clothes. I don't have a problem with Romy's clothes, I argue. You're the only one who's bothered about that. Do your own dirty work. 2 weeks and 4 days, he tells me. Less than 3 weeks, and we have to stand on a stage in front of thousands of people. Even before we open our mouths, they'll be judging us. You know that, Lexie. Yes, but they'll be there to see Ked Wilder, not us, I point out. Or if they are there for us, it'll just be out of curiosity, because of what they've seen in the papers and stuff. They're not going to be judging us on appearances. You think, he challenges. How else do we make first impressions on the world around us? We need a look, Lexie, something basic and simple to pull the band together visually. Ked Wilder put his backing band in black drainpipe jeans and winkle-picker boots. I am not wearing those horrible pointy boots, I grumble. Or black jeans. Black leggings maybe, and a skirt, a t-shirt. What if we just have black as a theme? Have Sasha maybe in a red dress at the front. Marley grins. Could work, he says. Yeah, let's try it. I'll tell the others tomorrow. Get them to wear black and red for the next day's practice. Once this week's up, we'll be on a real countdown. Time will fly past. We've got to be ready. And we still need one more song. Anything in the pipeline? I ask. I'm working on a few things, but they're not quite right, he tells me. Every time I think I've struck gold, it turns out to be a riff I've stolen from some other song without realising. I'll keep trying. I'll keep trying too, I promise. At the end of the week, we have our first internet sensation, and it's library linked, not lost and found. Happy has posted a screenshot of Sammy's library love letter online, and suddenly it's going viral on Twitter and Facebook with hundreds of shares and thousands of likes. Sammy looks baffled by it all, but when Miss Walker rings Bex from the library to say a national newspaper has seen the post and would like to speak to Sammy, everything goes crazy. The Daily News have a freelance reporter and photographer in the area who can be at Bridge Street Library within the hour, if Sammy can be there. Will you do it? Bex pleads. Sammy looks from Bex to Happy to me and back to Bex again, and then he shrugs and says he'll try. Marley, forced to wind up the morning practice half an hour early, takes charge of Sammy, coaching him to mention the festival and name-check the lost and found. He tries to coax Sammy out of the ancient threadbare overcoat he wears everywhere, but Sammy won't budge on that. We walk him down to Bridge Street Library, me and Marley and Bex and Jake and Happy, and Miss Walker meets us, so excited she's practically fizzing, her candy pink bouffant updo bobbing as she rushes about, making everything look perfect. She shows us her latest display, a wall of letters from authors, illustrators, musicians, artists, actors, and assorted famous names, all mixed in with school kids, pensioners, and locals. Sammy's letter is somewhere in the middle. We've sent copies of every letter to the council, Miss Walker explains, and lots of people will have sent their letters straight there, of course, but I couldn't resist putting these ones up. It cheers me up just to see how much people care. It's a bright, joyful patchwork of library love, and the photographer ends up standing Sammy against it, his dark eyes staring out from under a mess of bird's nest hair. His coat hangs loose and his arms cradle half a dozen books as if they're some kind of treasure. When the reporter steps in to talk to Sammy, I wonder if he will speak at all, let alone parrot back the speech Marley mapped out for him. Asked why he cares so much about Bridge Street Library, he is silent for so long that the reporter repeats the question, then looks around to check whether Sammy speaks English after all. When I came here to England, I knew nothing, Sammy says abruptly, his voice calm and clear. This library taught me everything, took me in, gave me a safe place to be. This library saved my life. The reporter switches her recorder off, grinning. Perfect, she says. The next day, Sammy's photo is on page 5 of the Daily News, along with a full transcript of his letter and under the headline, Refugee Boy Speaks Up for the Library That Saved Him. Everyone agrees that it is pretty much perfect. So that's the end of today's chapter. I hope that all of you are coping. If you're feeling a little bit bored or stir crazy, you can pop across to my Dreamcatcher reader blog, which is written by and for my readers, and it has a whole lockdown theme at the moment, with other readers sharing how they feel and some people giving their advice and ideas on how to get through the lockdown without losing the plot. And I think for me, my way is reading chapters, so I hope you'll join me tomorrow for one more chapter of Love from Lexie. Until then, stay home, stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.